Is war really obsolete? I mean, what do you have to say about all this talk of my nuclear button is bigger than your nuclear button?
Well, war is not obsolete in the sense that it can erupt any moment. And I come from the Middle East, so I know perfectly well that there are still some very violent parts in the world today. War has been declining over the last few decades, but as I said, it's not because of some miracle, it's not because of some law of nature, it's because of wise human decisions. And if humans start making stupid decisions, war will come back.
Global stupidity. Global stupidity.
Again, you don't need global stupidity. When it comes to wisdom, you need global wisdom. When it comes to stupidity, one is enough.
We seem to have two.
I don't know who you're talking about, but...
Okay. How do you think politics can be globalized? Are you thinking of a more empowered UN? What kind of models of global governance have you got in mind?
Well, the key issue is not to try and build some global government or to empower the UN. It's probably going to be difficult, if not impossible. The main issue is for people in every country to start caring and privileging global questions. You can have a political party in Israel or in India or in the US, which as a main part of its agenda is to address global issues, especially out of the understanding that this affects our nation too, this affects our country too. It's really a question of what do you care about, what do you think about? In the same way that you can have religious parties, and you can care very deeply about religious questions. So you can care in the same way about global warming or about the danger of killer robots.
No, so how do you propose in a world like today when so many of us are fighting over micro-identities, even in our own countries? I mean, you suffer it in Israel, we suffer it in India. How do you think we can encourage a loyalty to humankind?
Oh, there are so many things you can do. I mean, I'm an historian, so one of the things I can suggest is start teaching in school the history of humankind and not just the history of your nation or your culture or your religion. I mean, if a child from early age gets used to thinking about everything in terms of what happened to my nation, how is this affecting my nation, then it's not a big surprise that when this child grows up, he or she still thinks about the world all the time in terms of my nation. But if from early age you learn the story of humankind as well as the story of your particular group, this can change the way that people think also about present problems.